Shadow pick up. Which one? That one?
Hello, everybody.
Hey everybody, I'm still watching the cool intro.
Oh, thank you.
It's still showing on mine because I'm a little slower.
And I hate spell check. It's watch the April Fool intro, not what. So, hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT Tarot for today.
Three felines.
Divine
for today.
Dabblings. Well, that's April
With
Fool.
Shadow,
Whatever.
Sassy, and Sunny. April Fool! It's us!
Right on time.
We had fun trying to put that together, getting our cats to cooperate.
We're not easy.
Shadow actually picked some cool cards for me. We're probably going to run a short video later of Shadow pulled 3 of my Kipper deck cards, and it made for a really cool little reading. So we'll post that sometime to the page. And Sassy would just have none of it. And Sunny, did you see that nice little head nudge there where he moved the card towards me? That was awesome.
So anyways, this is our special April Fool's episode.
We have some twists planned. But before we get to that, we are going to do a normal card for the collective.
Normal,
sort of. I am using my silly affirmators deck. It says that it is 50 affirmation cards to help you help yourself without the self-helpiness. Okay, so let's see what they got to say. We'll let Mr. O pick one. Hope everybody is doing well. Sadly, in our neck of the woods, COVID figures are going up again despite all the vaccinations. We just heard that the Brazilian strain has finally made its way to Michigan. Right. Mr. O.
yes, my dear.
Choose a card. Well, I didn't say be easy. April Fool. Ideal partnership. Bam, that's us. Sorta.
Hi, Flower Girl.
Hey, Flower Girl, if you missed the intro, do check it out later.
Well, I'm going to play it at the end, so if you're around at the end, I'm playing it again.
Oh, okay. Get you on the list. And ideal partnership is, I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now.
How interesting.
That's how it ends.
Very good.
So, shall I
thanks
give
for
it
that.
away? You know, I'm going to call what we're going to do today our Reverso Tarot readings.
Oh, dear.
Sounds scary? It is.
For me, it is, because I got to read that.
We've practiced this a few times, so we think we can make this work, and hopefully you'll find this enjoyable. But we are going to do the exact opposite of what we normally do. We're going to lay 3 Lenormand cards out and 2 tarot cards to go with the Lenormand cards. We're going to do things the opposite for April Fool's Day.
Because that's why.
So we're going to see how it goes. What do you guys think of that? Ready to give it a try?
Ready to hide.
Or ready to hide? Oh, you know what? I got to change my chat real quick. I realize I don't have live chat on. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. So I'm going to go over the decks I do have. We're still going to mix up the tarot decks. I have my Tarot Grand Lux today by Ciro Marchetti. There's a beautiful hanged man in that deck. I love the symmetry there. Very nice. And then I have the Totem Animal Tarot or Animal Totem Tarot. Oh, look, it's a skunk. Perfect for the Seven of Wands. Frankly, that's the card of standing your ground. I think the skunk can stand his ground quite nicely.
I think he can stink up his ground too.
Yeah. And then I've got the Guardians of the Night Tarot. Ooh, I'll just go with this one.
It will, Kim. Thanks.
The King of Swords. Beautiful. Bracing himself on the hilt of the sword. Very nice.
And of course,
How about you,
because
Mr. O?
we opened up with our little cat-themed video, I have brought my Cat People Tarot
Yay.
to use when called for. And then I also have the Karma Music Tarot and their Strength, which has another kind of cat on it. All right.
So the Lenormand we're using is the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Reverie Lenormand, the expanded edition. There's a few extra cards in here. Now, some of the cards are going to come up more often because it's only a 43, 44 card set.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, but it depends what they come up with. I mean, that'll be the nuance and the difference. And of course, we'll have the tarot cards to help enhance it. So we'll be passing this back and forth for each of us to use. You'll see how it works as we go. So hopefully it'll be fun. We don't have a lot of people again today for a Thursday night. So we're going to get going and we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can fit more readings in today for people. 1, 2,
4.
3. Yeah, I don't know why I thought there was 5. Don't mind me. Okay, so let's see. We're going to start with a sell. You are first to sell. Let's see how this works for you. You get to be number 1.
You're our guinea pig.
We will experiment today. So that's why we said when we were promoting this, is the joke on you or is it on us? Because, if we flub this, what?
A real kitty is about to join us.
Oh, I see. And look who's arrived, the star of the show.
Who will knock over the camera.
Who immediately knocks over the camera. So go ahead and type your question, Estelle.
Thanks
So
for
we
doing
have
that.
interesting shenanigans planned for tomorrow's Oberon's Emotional Exchanges.
That's right.
And my show on Sunday, Material Matters. Do watch. I guarantee you those 2 shows are not to be missed.
Yes, thank you. All right.
Oh no. Some advice on how to maybe make things right. Well, let's see. This is going to be an interesting one for our test here.
Hi, Dispel.
All right, Mr. O, I'm going to pass them to you. And what you're going to do when you're done is cut them into 3 piles here.
Like we would with
Like
tarot.
we would the tarot. Yeah. Hey, Dispel. We're doing reverso readings today for April Fool's Day. We're reading with 3 Lenormand cards instead of tarot cards, and then 2 tarot cards to enhance the reading like we normally do it the opposite way. So I hope you enjoy that. And if you missed our intro to the video, do watch it. It was our special April Fool intro. So we're going to take this card as the first card. Yes, I see there are problems to sell. The mountains.
Okay, the mountains.
Oh dear. And then we have the mice.
So does it stay in the center or it goes left to right?
It stays in the center.
Okay. So then we have the mice. This one goes there, right?
It would be in the center, whatever the center.
I was referring to the first
That's
card.
the first card we drew. So
And I asked if it stayed in the center.
No, it would not. I thought you meant the card you had in your hand.
Okay, well,
No problem. So in here, finally, turn it around. That is
You don't want much.
dice. Wow, Sel, I think you've got yourself in a little bind here for sure. We're going to also throw, why don't you use one of your tarot decks, shuffle. I'll let you do that.
But don't we usually do the Lenormand part at the end?
We
Okay,
do.
we talked about this. Well,
We did.
After.
We thought it would be good to put them all out at one time to get more nuance. But those three cards really do say a lot to me right here about the situation, but we'll get to it. Oh, you're not going to cut them. You just take one from top, one from the bottom, Mr. O.
One from top. Reversed Eight of Pentacles.
Okay.
One from bottom. Reversed Eight of Wands.
Wow. This is not looking good right now, Asel. You may need to stay back for a while. First off, the card in the middle, the mice up there, indicates there's troubles. There's things that are really irritating people right now. It seems like there's still a lot of tension or stress from the argument. And the Mountains card reflects just that there's a lot of obstacles to making this right again. Ultimately, you may have to take a risk or a gamble and test the waters. That's the dice card. You may have to take a risk here.
And what I get from the mice in the center maybe is that there's an emotional neediness. There's a neediness of some sort that maybe was part of the factor there, that maybe somebody's needs felt they weren't being met, or maybe they felt that nobody appreciated their struggle. But I do agree with Banshee, too, that ultimately it looks like there's difficulties there, and the movement is really for you to possibly take this chance.
Well, but I will say that right now you've got the Eight of Wands reversed as well as the Eight of Pentacles. And, I think it's a caution to take this slow. I think that the Eight of Wands is saying you shouldn't maybe waste the energy right now on making an attempt. Maybe it's best to cool things down a bit because your efforts may prove inadequate.
Unappreciated.
Yeah, or unappreciated. That's right. Good point.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think too, that basically, although this is challenging you, maybe the idea here is that you feel challenged to take this risk, but the secondary look at this is saying that you should really go slowly, like Banshee says, and that your efforts may not be appreciated right away, so you're going to have to really formulate a plan, which I think also kind of falls into those eights too.
So the advice right now, and you know what, it's bad because oftentimes we feel, I know how you feel, Asel, the more time that goes by, you feel like all hope is lost, but sometimes time heals wounds, and the cards are kind of advising in this case to maybe take your time. If you do this too soon, it's not going to be it's going to be wasted energy. That's at least what the cards are telling us right now, Asel.
Thanks to Spell.
So I hope that worked for you, Asel. Definitely seems like it was relevant to what you were asking.
Yeah, not bad for our first attempt at this.
I guess the joke's not on us yet.
I'm probably going to go ahead and put the kitty intro on our website for a little while so people can just see it whenever they go to view it.
But we will have that other video up to it, just Shadow. It's sort of cute.
we have some other kitty readers.
It was adorable.
You're welcome, Asel.
So hey, my sweet Christina, you are next, and then Kimbobulated, Flower Girl, and Dispel. Oh, you saw it. Okay. Well, like I said, I have one, you might have missed that, of Shadow. And Shadow actually pulled some of my Kipper cards for me or picked them. And it was a very interesting little reading.
Was that recently or was that long ago? I sort of have a mixed feeling about Ouija boards. I'm just going to say this from the start.
Yeah.
I do believe that Ouija boards are mostly a tool, and that clearly means that they could probably be used in wrong ways. But I don't believe there's an automatic connection with, a spirit entry thing going on.
So we will check it out. Your mother watching may not have brought anything back because she didn't participate, but you never know. So we'll check this out.
All right.
Let's try. We have a yes/no reading. Do we want to try that with the Lenormand?
Yeah, let's try that.
There is a yes/no reading I found for the Lenormand that we're going to be using for our pay-for readings when asked.
And I know people already know that I am kind of creepy, but a good 50-some years ago, my mom and me used to play with the Ouija board. I was a kid, 10-ish.
I was 7 or 8, and I was playing the Ouija board with my aunts.
And we loved it, and we had pretty cool results. I don't remember what anything was, but so I don't know. And it always worked best when it was me and my mom. Like when my mom tried to do it with one of my brothers or my sister, didn't quite work. It was me and her.
You know what? Why don't you shuffle them and I'll take them back and shuffle again and cut.
Alrighty.
I'll cut them
This is for the yes or no.
And then you used one of your tarot decks last time. I'll use one.
Oh yeah, I agree, Dispel. We have some interesting interactions with our animals here. And some of in the past, I mean, at our age, we've had any number of cats, and some of them were really psychic in their own way too. Okay, so cut 'em, you said?
All right.
No.
I'm going to do that this time. So.
But I don't want to say that these things can't happen with Ouija boards.
So it was long ago. Okay, that's what I wonder. So you think there might have been some lasting attachment here.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, it is possible.
That happens a lot, actually. People who have various powers and they don't know it. Sometimes that's basically because maybe it's a poltergeist thing. Did I cut you off again?
No, I just don't know where you're going with that. But yes, it's a poltergeist thing. But I think the thing with people, just the fact that she may have had powers and she was around, that could have attracted something. I mean, it's possible they looked for somebody who was more open to attach to. I'm not going to rule that out. Okay, Mr.
Dispel the Moon agrees.
Take one card from the top of each pile. That's the first, that's the middle, and that's the last. Very good.
Alrighty, so our first card is the Wishing Well.
Ooh. Oh, we did this wrong. But that's okay. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this for
Our
now.
second card is the Rider.
We were supposed to do a yes, no, and I didn't. But that's okay. I want to do
And
this.
then at last, the last card is the Whip.
Well, this is very interesting. I'm going to throw some tarot on this too, but then we may do a yes-no to try to confirm this more and see.
I have a thought I'll share with you when we're nearly done with your reading about religion and turning off natural gifts. So we're throwing these and then we're going to give that reading. It's interesting for sure.
Well, I see something here. I'm not going to tip my hand yet.
All right.
Okay, so the first card drawn was the Hermit reversed. The Emperor upright.
Well, I kind of know what some of this says to me, I think. I mean, those
I'm
two.
going to let you go because I went first last time.
Okay. So this is our focus, right?
Well, it can be. You can read it whatever way you want, like we do the tarot.
The Rider generally means news or movement.
Movement, news, yes.
So it seems to me that maybe possibly either because of the Ouija board experience or just because, as you mentioned, she's a natural medium, that somehow she probably has gone deep within herself without realizing it, an unconscious medium. But maybe at some point things abruptly changed. I don't know if that's the influence of religion, as you mentioned, but I see this Hermit reversed, and I guess to me, that does sort of indicate a turning off or a closing off. And I'm wondering if, of course, the Emperor is the analog to religion, authority, autonomy. So I guess the only question I really have is, where does that Rider card fit in? Because I don't quite get it, and maybe the Banshee can help me there.
Well, the way I'm looking at it, my sweet Christina, is that I feel that the Rider indicating movement could be that there was something that suddenly attached to her. Whether it's really coming from the Ouija board, to me, is the question. Because the well is about depth and deep. Like there might be something that formed a deep attachment at one time. And it happened all of a sudden. It was like, boom, it just happened. So that could lend itself to the Ouija board experience. I like what Mr. O said about these two cards here. Although I might go a little bit differently with the Emperor.
Yeah.
I feel as though this is a more turn to worldliness as opposed to, the metaphysical spirituality aspects of the card.
Go ahead, Flower Girl. Leave your question.
And the Emperor card indicates to me that maybe this was just about regaining control of her life. She was afraid, perhaps, that if she went too deep into the metaphysical spiritual mediumship, that she would lose control. I think that might have been the important
Yes,
thing
I agree.
here.
That's more likely what it is.
And it's highly possible there are people who can do that. I can sense sometimes when things are in a place, but I don't know that I could get that. Although maybe I've just never encountered a demon yet in a place, so maybe there is that. So let's do this again. Pull this out. Let me give those back. Why don't you shuffle the Lenormand?
And what I was going to say was, a number of years ago, I knew a metaphysical lady. She was a teacher and a leader of groups, and she thought that the Catholic ceremony of baptism, with its oil anointation of a cross over the forehead, sealed the third eye and therefore made it harder for people to be sensitive. And she felt that it was just a lost, unknown fact that Catholics just performed. Look at that.
Sonny, that was uncalled for. All right, my sweet Christina, we're going to do a yes/no to ask if the attachment came from the Ouija board.
Okay, what do you...
I'm going to shuffle now.
And so Mr. O scored some giant jelly beans. Look at that thing. Look at
Mr.
that.
O always goes overboard. Oh, God. That's right. Turn off the few people we have watching, Mr. O.
That's an interesting thought to spell.
I'm going to cut them, but you're going to pick them up now. Pick them into one pile and give them back to me. Pick them up like you would do the tarot. All right.
Please, Sunman.
He won't settle down.
Right, because if the spirit was somehow in that presence around that area, it would have been able to tell that the child minds were different from the adult mind.
The answer is leaning towards no. There are less cards in the Lenormand, and the reading that I discovered for a yes/no reading was you go to 13 cards. If the ring card appears in the 13 cards, then the answer is yes. Now I'm going to go and see why it's a no, or what it has to say, and see where the ring is.
And that's basically by going through the rest of the deck.
And there it is.
And so there was the ring. It was just a
Put
few
the
cards
ring.
down.
So I'm going to take the card before it
This was the card before it, the Tower.
and the card after it.
The Star. Interesting, because right away I sort of see like maybe a variation between spirituality and then religion.
Yes, but what I'm thinking is this is answering your question as to whether it was the Ouija board incident, and I'm thinking no. And we think, though, that maybe she does
Something
have an
else.
attachment from somewhere.
Something else.
And I feel that when I look at those two cards, I feel it might be from some other encounter or some building. Or it was a random episode. See, the star can indicate vastness. So a big expanse. So it could be that just something from the spirit realm found its way to attach to her.
Right. It may not have been, or we don't believe it was necessarily the Ouija board, but maybe it happened around that time, though.
And I think it was an isolated incident because the tower often indicates isolation. So I'm just putting the two together. Some spirit out there found a way to attach to her where maybe others have not. So it's really interesting.
When you think of the star as a little bit of destiny too, in a way, then you almost, and the ring as a commitment in a way, then you almost wonder if like maybe it's a spirit that has a reason to attach specifically to your mom. Either it's a possible
family ties, ancestral
a possible
ties.
human or ancient spirit, or maybe it's just a spirit that is attracted to her presence for some reason, but it doesn't look like the results were good. I don't sense this as being evil, but maybe it was just because it was just too hard for her to understand this thing and how it worked for her that she feared it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of neutral for me. I can't really see any evil here, but that doesn't mean it isn't, you know. But
true.
I would say this is kind of neutral in that regard. But something I think you're right did attach, but I don't believe it was from that incident. So that's what we have for you. I hope you found that interesting. That was a good
It was
question.
interesting,
That
for
was
sure.
a good test for us, my sweet Christina. Good job. Hey, Kimbobulated, you are up. And after Kim is Flower Girl and Dispel.
All right. Thanks for your comments on our other YouTube video too, Kim. I saw that earlier today. Thank you. Appreciate
I think
that.
you've recently commented on two of them. I just hadn't been able to get back, but I appreciate that you're watching
Weasel.
some of our stuff.
Hi, Weasel. Good to see you again.
Hey, Weasel.
We're doing a special April Fool show tonight, and we're kind of changing our reading around. So, yeah, we can definitely give you a reading.
We
Check it
can
out.
give you a reading, but wait your turn. There's 1, 2, 3 people in front of you, Weasel.
That's all. Huh. Well, you know, in some ways, 69, that number is sort of has an infinity aspect to it. You know, the looping and stuff. So I wouldn't put it totally into the, you know, the common parlance, as it were. Yeah, so we're giving you a reading, Weasel, so don't worry.
Yeah, you'll be 4 down, 3 down.
Mm-hmm. Just the regular shuffle and then the cut?
Yes.
All right.
Sonny's now taking up this table. This is not acceptable. So
He is something.
Oh, I didn't realize he was just leaning full body on it.
Maybe he'll fall off the table. Okay, I'm cutting.
That could get messy, Mr. O. Yes.
Yes, those
you are
jelly
cutting.
beans will fall everywhere if he knocks them the right way.
And get a tarot deck ready because we'll be using your deck.
Okay, I'll use karma this time, I think.
What was that question?
The recurring number 69.
Okay. There's 3 cards in order. That's number 1.
Okay, so the first card, Kim, is the fish. Then we have the cross. And then finally we have the heart. Ooh.
Wow, this one's going to be a nice tricky one for this reading. I'm looking at the cross and saying that maybe spirit is... Wait a minute. What number was that again? 69. Okay. I see a 6 there, and I was like, and 2 and 4 is 6. But anyway.
Well, you mentioned something earlier today about, you know, what you felt you had possibly decided with our reading, and I'm wondering if this is an indication of that.
2 and 4 breaks down to 6, and 3 and 6 breaks down to 9. 69.
Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know. There's something burdening you right now. I think Spirit is trying to tell you, Kim, something is burdening you right now. Your heart, it seems like your spirit. Spirit is picking that up. And I feel it might have something to do with either finance or the business world by looking at the fish being there. And I know you made a comment earlier, so it's kind of, on our page, our
You want to
channel.
move towards something you love more,
Yeah.
or you're feeling, oh, sorry, son, man. And this is talking about maybe ending that other association. So the other thing to think about is that since we're doing a little numerology, 6 plus 9 is 15. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. 1 plus 5 is 6.
That's 6 again, yeah.
But it's 6 again. For a minute, I thought it added up different. I was going to say, oh, that's why. But I'm not sure what 6 vibrates to.
So 6, 5 is kind of a challenging number.
4 is more like the business
6
number.
is more of a grounded number, I think, where things seem to be going well. I'm not that up on numerology either, so I'm not as familiar with 6 as I should be.
This one is always here being evil.
But I would say this, that to me, this is indicating that, it could be two things. To alleviate the burdens that you are feeling, you have to decide maybe what's more important to you, money or what makes you happy. It might be that as well when I look at those 3 cards together. Mr. O, get a tarot deck.
Here we go.
Okay, and rubber top and bottom.
Karma Music Tarot.
It's really interesting this combination of cards came up considering what you wrote to us. I have to say.
I sort of feel there's a connection with that.
Yeah.
Though I can't quite put that number there, but I like what you said about the Zen kind of thing, the yin and yang, because I sort of feel like, in a way, it's sort of a variation on a figure 8, which is an infinity loop too. So.
Oh. Good observation.
Okay, so I just take the top one and then the bottom.
And the bottom one.
Okay, so the top one is the Page of Swords, Kim, and it's reversed. And then our bottom card is the 4 of Coins,
Cards are all reversed.
which is also reversed.
All right. So you have to release something. You have to
Yeah.
let go of something, and maybe the decision about doing that, letting that go, is kind of, has you stuck a little bit. That this is what needs to be done, is something has to be let go, but getting there, and making that choice might be the problem.
Some of that decision or that inability or that hesitation is due to either some sort of tact or diplomacy that you may be feeling like if you want to end this, you sort of want to end this in the best possible way, or you don't want to create an impression that you're a flake or that you're just, random. You want to sort of do this in a way that feels like it's an appropriate response, or it's an appropriate response for a person like yourself. But yes, I do think that this is really telling me that it was probably what you talked about earlier, about the sense that you need to get out from where you're at and make some fresh sort of change there.
So hey, Isabel, welcome. As you can see, we're doing things a little bit differently today because it's April Fool's Day.
Hi, Late Rabbit.
What did you say?
I said, hi, Late Rabbit.
Oh, so we've reversed the reading today. We're doing Lenormand cards as the main reading in the tarot to give more information. So that's what we just did for Kimbobulated, and it's April Fool's. And if you missed our cute little intro movie, you'll have to watch that.
Because it's got all the kitties trying to be tarot readers.
Yeah, taking over our show for April Fool's Day.
So just to sum it up, Kim, I think that this 69 number, and maybe we could get back to you with a little more information about that, but maybe it's just kind of telling you feel it's time to move on, to move into some other cycle.
I almost feel like 6 is maybe a card of achievement of some sort, because if you look at the 6s in the tarot, you have the 6 of Wands, which is victory. You have the 6 of Swords, which is moving to the better place. So if you look at it that way, I think that, and the other 6 is generosity and giving. So I feel that it might be telling you it's time to do something to achieve something that's really important to you.
And then, of course, the 9 is sort of like the culmination of something, the ending of something, and therefore the revolving back around. 9 is an end number, but it always means you're going to start over again.
Well, Isabel, the joke may still be going on because we've never done the readings before the way we're doing them today. So we're really worried that the joke was going to be on us and we were going to mess up. But the readings so far have been, I think, pretty spot on. They haven't been bad.
Our April Fool's fun is going to continue into tomorrow's Oberon's Outlook, as well as on Sunday's Banshee's Material Manners.
You have to watch them,
and
people.
We're going to premiere both of those, so we'll be in our chat room for both of those, because we have some little bit of April Fool's fun for you guys. So
don't
check
miss
it out.
You may never see anything like it again.
That's right. We put the fool in April Fools. All right, so what's up?
So we finished Kimbobulating.
You're welcome, Kim.
Flower Girl, you are up.
And Flower Girl left a question earlier because she said she had to get out, so I'm going to just back up to find that. There it is. What's coming towards Flower Girl in the next few weeks? Alrighty.
Yeah, that's good observation, Dispel.
Oh, yeah.
So Flower Girl, then Dispel, then Weasel, and then Isabel.
Thanks for helping us out with that, Dispel. That's very nice. Yeah, we have a little bit of numerology in our background, so we can share some of the observations.
But not all.
It's always good when people in the chat room kind of take it up, though, so we love that. Absolutely.
All right, so Flower
coming in the next few weeks.
What was Flower? What?
What's coming in the next few weeks?
Coming in the next few weeks. Okay, so it's your turn to shuffle first, and I will. Did I cut them for you last time? I don't remember. No, I did not. You did.
Flower Girl, what's coming in the next few weeks?
Well, and of course, if you miss us in the premiere tomorrow, you can always watch the video of the emotional exchanges after.
It's pre-recorded anyway. The premiere part is just we're live when it premieres, so.
I was supposed to shuffle last.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to cut them.
No, because I didn't cut them for you last time.
Okay.
All right, so let me shuffle.
I'm going to eat another jelly bean.
You do that. You need more sugar.
I do. And for those who might care, yesterday I dropped the most recent episode of Goth Tarot, which is my very short collective reading that employs some hints about the shadow factors in our lives and what we might do to work with them.
And for those who care, it's April 1st, which means it's my birthday month. Woohoo!
Okay. So
top card on each, first, second, third. I'll get out.
So the first card is the compass.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, this one always seems to come up with the compass, the maze, or sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does.
And then the clouds.
And the dark clouds are facing that. Okay, so what is coming up for Flower Girl? It seems as though it's hard to get out of a state of confusion right now, or, will be. You're going to be confused about something. You feel like, I'll use the analogy of a rat in a maze, just not sure how to get out of it. And as we see there, we have the maze. So you seem like you're going to be in a position where you're just not sure which way to go with something. And that's magnified here by the compass. You need to find, your true north. You need to find direction so that you can clear up more of this chaos, confusion. It's making you feel a little bit down. You're going to be feeling a little bit down. Those dark clouds indicate that there's a little bit of a gloomy feel to all of this.
It seems like there's a set of circumstances in the next few weeks. Maybe they're connected, maybe they're random. I don't think it's a lot of them, but it's just things that are coming up that maybe will make you feel confused, or maybe will sideline you. I mean, maybe that's what the compass means too, is that maybe some things are going to pull you in a direction that you're not really wanting to go, and you're going to have to work at getting back on track in a direction. And it could also be too that some of that is because there are some dark things happening, some little struggle-ish issues happening, and maybe these are the distractions that you will have to try to figure out how to get back on track with. So now we're going to throw
see what the tarot will add to that.
The supplementary tarot.
And I can't
shuffle.
Well, he's in a bad spot here. I'm like going to shuffle on his whiskers, so I'm trying to be mindful.
What does he expect?
Well,
he is such a little angel, except when he's not.
No. I got to clean his eye. There's something dark there. All right, let's see.
Top card. So the reversed Seven of Swords.
Wow, and the reversed Queen of Cups. You are definitely affected emotionally by this situation, Flower Girl. I think the key to getting, through a confusing time, as always, or a time where, movement, the direction you need to go in is unclear, is don't let your emotions overwhelm you, and make you possibly do or say things that could get you in deeper.
So the emotional aspect of the reverse Queen of Cups tells me that maybe what some of the darker things are going on are relating to that. So maybe you're having spats or emotional bouts with different people, arguments, or possibly even breakups of friendships or things. But the other card, the Seven of Swords, sort of tells me that it's almost imperative that you try to focus on direction, focus on ways to plan, because the Seven of Swords normally is talking about somebody who has a canny way of planning something and maybe trying to reverse odds that are against them. And this is telling me that you're going to have to really work at keeping some of that in direction, that maybe there are some things that are just basically lining up against you, and you will be challenged by keeping yourself on track.
Yeah. So not too happy reading for you. Sorry, maybe you know about what this is referring to already, or it's going to be occurring in the near future, but it's just going to leave you feeling out of sorts and like not sure which way to turn.
I don't think these are super dramatic events. They're mostly things that are just sort of pushing you in a direction where you can't really focus on what your struggles are, and so you're being distracted from taking care of some business is basically what it comes down to. Perhaps, though, in a few weeks after that, things will kind of lighten up.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you, Flower Girl. Good luck with that. All right.
And thanks for checking in. Hope you find that later when you come back.
And Dispel, you are up.
All
and
right,
after
Dispel
is Weasel, and then
Isabie. So go ahead, Dispel, and write your question, or you can ask for a general reading. You sound very well read, Dispel, so that's awesome too. And I appreciate you pointing out some books and materials for others to partake of.
Yeah, I have some numerology books, but a lot of them are definitely dated. Um, Geesh.
Okay,
They're
so we're going to
definitely
give Dispella
dated.
a general reading.
Oh, okay. Sure, absolutely. Let's see what we get.
And then I'll use the Cat People Tarot to throw against that.
He's a sleepy one today.
Yeah, all this fuss about getting up on the table and then all he does is fall asleep. You could do that anywhere, Sonny. I'm just telling you.
Hey, this is their show today. Sorta.
That's true. Cut.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
First card is the bridge.
The book. The writer.
No, this is a mystery.
A little bit, but it's kind of a good reading.
Well, you know what's interesting is, yeah, you've got the book and you were just talking about books. Funny that. You know, that we would get that. So basically, I think that there is some news or some move that you want to make or some news that you're going to get that you're going to want to do a little bit more research on before you act on it, before you actually connect the dots, so to speak, you know, in order to figure out what it is you should do when you get this news or information.
Are you possibly thinking of taking a course somehow, whether it's online or anything that you might have to take in person? I'm wondering if you're trying to move towards some learning or some knowledge or something.
You're definitely connecting dots. I think that this is what that's about, is like putting it all together. And the best way to do that is to not just act, you know, on what you hear. It's to find out more about it so you can make an informed decision.
That is true.
So I think you need to connect some dots. And yeah, I like what you said. This is definitely could be an education reading as well, meaning that, you know, you might be making a move towards some type of study that will connect you to something higher, you know, whether it's a job, whether it's just having more knowledge.
A ride over the rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the tarot here now.
Oh, how the universe works indeed.
And I'm going to pull the top card, which is the Eight of Pentacles.
Wow.
You know what I think about that.
Eight of Pentacles? Yes, I do.
Consider what I just said.
Well, you can go first.
And then on the bottom card is the Three of Wands reversed. So it's interesting because the Eight of Pentacles does often talk about some sort of skill training, some sort of apprenticeship, some sort of working towards proficiency within a craft skill or talent. The Three of Wands makes it seem like there is possibly one or two things here. Some delays in how this is going to unfold, or maybe it represents an actual change in orientation. Like maybe you will really get a different beat in your head saying, no, I don't want to do that thing. I want to reorient and do another thing. I'm not sure which way I'm more disposed towards because it doesn't exactly line up for me with those other ones.
Well, I disagree. I see something where the Three of Wands lines up. I think basically what it is saying is that you kind of distracted me, is that the Three of Wands plays into the fact that you need to take your time and really do the research, you know.
Okay.
You're not in order to, you know, really achieve some mastery or some skill level, you're going to have to do the research. It's going to take a little bit of time. If you just act on the news or the knowledge at a surface level, you're never going to make the connections you need to be very, you know, proficient at what you're trying to do.
That's fascinating. And hi, Mama Teresa.
Hey, Mama T.
Good to see you.
Hey, gosh, gotta go, but I hope you all have a good night. Well, thank you. When you have a chance, Mama T, watch our intro to the video to tonight's show. There was something very cute there.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah.
You take care.
You take care of yourself, okay?
Well, it sounds pretty dedicated work there.
You know, anything worth doing is worth putting the time into getting it right. So I would say the Three of Wands reversed is kind of just a, what's the word? Not an admonition, but just kind of a cautionary note that really it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what we have for you.
And you're
Good
welcome
luck
to
with
spell.
that.
All right.
And Weasel, you are up, and then Isabie.
Food night. You may.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, so who cut? That was me, wasn't it?
The previous one?
This one. Who cut? Who made that cut?
I
It
didn't-
was you. So, okay, so you shuffle first.
So the previous one.
Yes,
Thank you.
got it. So what are these? Are these lime, these ginormous ones you bought, or are they mint?
No, they're more like lime.
Uh,
They're good. I like them.
I do like lime. Okay, okay. Sold. I kind of thought that's what you meant, Isabie.
Oh, I thought it was because I'm eating jelly beans. Oh. I thought I dropped a card, but I did not.
Yes, do not drop a card because there's only 40 some.
That means less to look for.
Ah.
Oh, I gotta stop eating those jelly beans.
Those are just too big.
It's like eating several at the same time, though.
I
Who
guess.
can't do that?
Maybe. Card number 1. Ah,
The path.
the path. The middle.
Card number 2. The rider.
The rider's back. Okay. All right. I see something here.
Card 3. The birds.
Wow, it's news again. This is interesting. Weasel.
Weasel.
It looks as though there's a move. You're moving towards making a decision, or you will be. A rather important decision that may involve others, you know, the people that you surround yourself with or that you communicate with, whether this is social media, you know, or just a circle of friends. You know, there's some big decision that you are making about, you know, this area, or you will be about this area of your life, or some decision that you need to make. And Elliot, I think we're going to definitely need the tarot on this to see what that could be about. Your deck. Thank you. You shuffled?
No, you can shuffle.
Okay.
And then I'll shuffle.
Got it. Yes.
Okay, so right, it looks like it's movement towards this idea about what you have to do here, changing the path. I'm wondering if there's something about news you might hear because of the birds sometimes talks that way too. So I'm
Well,
thinking
the writer is news. So
the writer's news too. So
I just looked at that as a being so right in the middle and by the path. I felt you're moving towards making a decision. But go ahead. I like what you're saying.
well, I'm not really saying that much, but I'm almost wondering too if that this represents that there are two aspects to the news which would inform either decision.
Okay.
You know, like there's two sets of news and that they both have aspects that lead towards the other decision.
Shuffle and then pull top and bottom.
cards just flip around.
I almost think it was my turn to do that, but okay, never mind.
What?
I pulled top and bottom last time. Okay,
You did, right?
I did.
All right. 8 of Swords, but reversed.
That's good. That reinforces things.
Yeah, it does. King of Swords reversed.
Whoa.
So that
Boy, all your cards are reversed today. A lot of them are. It's interesting, though, because the Eight of Swords reversed, again, indicates movement. Almost as if you're being able to free yourself or liberate yourself from something that was holding you back or holding you down in some way.
well, I'm wondering if it was the news was sort of cautionary to you and made you be in reserve, but maybe the news could also just concern that to some degree, maybe the decision is not exactly yours alone to make, or that you have an extreme stake in the decision, and maybe it does represent to some degree that you have fears about how it will go.
You know, I don't know. I just have this feeling here, Weasel, that there is something relating to a dissolution. I almost feel like either, if it's not a parting of ways in a partnership or relationship, it's almost as if some group or something disbands.
Is that from this?
Disperses. Yeah, a little bit. Like, I feel there's a decision to let something go and to move on. The Eight of Swords is sometimes personal, or that you yourself are deciding this particular group or association or situation, if it's not people, or situation that you're in, it's time to move on from.
Well, I'm wondering if, because I keep thinking more of news, gossip on that card, that you heard it through the grapevine, and that maybe there's something going on and you are probably going to make the better choice to free yourself in this choice because of something you know or hear is coming.
So if I were to put that all together, with the news in the middle, with the move in the middle, because I'm really looking at the writer as kind of a move being made. A move because of either some news or some dialogue or some communication with others is going to move you to make a decision to move on, because you're feeling like maybe in some way the situation or scenario holds you back from doing something else that you desired or wanted to do, and you're just rethinking your decision of being part of that.
It could also be that maybe there are personality conflicts with certain people, and that maybe it's best that you find a better match for yourself, your personality, or that somebody else feels that way.
So yeah, I hope that does make sense to you, but that's what we see right now.
Okay, thank you.
And good luck with that. Thanks for stopping back in, Weasel. Good to see you here.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Hey, Isabee, you are up. And look at that, we've only got an hour into our show and we have read for everybody. Thursdays have been really, really slow lately. And
okay, everybody, bring a friend.
yeah, we're not sure yet. We're going to give it a little more time, but we are thinking maybe we're going to have to play around with Thursday nights and switch our night to another night.
We'll just have to see. We've been toying with the idea of trying to have more time, a little more time, so maybe it's a matter of just switching around to a better time or something. But we got a lot going on. We actually just finally managed to finish doing our taxes.
Woohoo! So I can really focus on getting the webpage done now, and a couple of other projects that we have planned. We want to do a pandemic update video, and we also had another video in mind, didn't we?
You said the pandemic, right?
Yeah. I swear there were two.
Well, we always keep talking about doing feature videos, but there was
something else. Honest, there was.
A topical issue?
I don't know. Well, now I have to think about it. I should have wrote it down. You are unspecific. So, what does that mean, Isabee? Do you want a reading or do you not want a reading?
We could just do a general and see
You want a general reading?
how it goes. especially with this new style with the Lenormand first.
Okay. Thank you for that. So, Isabel, do you want a reading or not? And yes, liking our page definitely helps.
General.
We appreciate that.
All right, we got it.
Okay, we gotcha covered.
Do I go first or you? I went first last time, didn't I? Maybe.
I'll do it.
Did you mention if you had snow, Isabel? Because I know it snowed downstate here a little bit, even in at the opening day game.
The Tigers were playing in snow squalls. As for us, we didn't see any snow down by us at all.
Thursday nights is really rough lately for us, too. We don't have a problem getting people to show up on Sunday. So.
Oh, thank you, Isabel.
Appreciate that. We're committed to growing however we grow. We're just doing it. And a lot of that is our own selves on whether or not we can focus more or not. And sometimes we do better and sometimes we don't. But we're always learning something.
Well, there's been a few unexpected twists and turns, so, in life.
Yeah, I figured you had the snow because you're a little bit north of us.
Ah. Well, we heard some sad news today. Mr. O's mom lost her dog. I had to put her dog to sleep. Cooper.
She
Cute
lives
little pug beagle mix. Is that what it was? Pug something.
the kind of cat that is ugly cute. Or
Dog.
An ugly cute dog.
Well, poor Cooper. He was about 13, we think.
And he had some health problems. He wasn't super old. Okay, Isabel.
Let's see what you got.
That was
Card
the last
number
one, wasn't
one.
it? The home.
Well, it's going to look creepy. And the coffin. So I'm wondering here, is somebody thinking of leaving home or moving? You know, it could be a man, it could be, you know, this could just be the querent card. Or is somebody you know, a person moving? Because that's what it looks like to me. There's some ending of some sort related to a person in a home. That's what that looks like to me.
Or there's something happening to the home, maybe. Like maybe there's a problem with the home.
You know what I'm thinking is maybe a home is being paid off.
Okay, so a finalization of some aspect of the home.
Something is done with the home. That's kind of what I'm looking at here.
So let's throw our tarot. Okay, maybe.
That could be. It looks like projects are coming to an end, like you're at the end of something here.
Yeah, that's the coffin card. And that it's around the home because of the home card. So the guy in the middle, I don't get that one as much.
Well, that could
Just the
either be
general-
the person asking the question
Query.
or somebody related or that you know. So that's why I was asking if it was somebody that they knew. I mentioned that.
You are much more industrious than we are.
Oh my goodness. I have so many projects to do around here. It's not even funny. Here you go, Mr. O. Wait a minute.
You just do it.
Okay, I will.
Top card. You
Oops.
flipped it.
Got it. Well. Seven of Wands upright. Nine of Pentacles upright. You know, that's really funny because you're talking about projects. The Nine of Pentacles can often be, and it kind of goes in with the home card. The Nine of Pentacles is about being comfortable in your surroundings, beautifying a home, just experiencing the joy of what you surround yourself with.
You're kind of like settling in there, because that Seven of Wands too sort of has that energy of just like getting prepared. So there's a preparedness and there's a satisfaction or a comfort in your domicile, in what you have there in command. This really talks about these cards maybe give a little context here, like maybe you have finished that project of really putting yourself where you want. There's a word I'm looking for that's not coming to my mind. It's not settled. It's
I don't know.
I know.
I'm looking at that Seven of Wands, though, and thinking about you rising above the clutter beneath you. And because the Seven of Wands is on higher ground, it's kind of like you are taking control of your environment. You're not letting your environment get the better of you.
Yeah, I love that card too. Very interesting, because it always talks about standing above and like he's the top croc or something.
That's so cool. So that's what we have for you. It's kind of interesting.
It sort of makes me feel funny about the coffin, though, because I don't think it exactly jives in general with these cards. These cards make it sound like you're really secure. You're secure, and in both ways. You're secure in a like no one can really bother you way, and you're secure in a I can just enjoy everything way.
The only other thing, there can be a dreadful note for the coffin. And so I would suggest is that, have you heard or, of somebody being ill and passing away in the family? I mean, that is a possibility as well. But it doesn't, to me, ring totally true with these other two cards here. So that's why I think if there was something to do with death, I wasn't even going to bring that up until I saw what these other cards were. And so I would feel that it would be something more distant, not somebody who would affect you, but you might, obviously feel a little bad about, but it wouldn't be somebody close. Is
there somebody who is really close, who's either a neighbor or maybe a friend who lives pretty nearby, and maybe they're moving away too? Maybe
that's true too.
They're leaving.
That's right. So could be any of those scenarios with the coffin card.
Or that you will hear of this.
But I sense something's coming to an end in the home. So oftentimes I think that people are selling their properties sometimes when I see that card.
Interesting.
Or that a sale's been completed, or, you've put your final house payment in. You're finally done paying after many years. So that's what we have for you, Isabel. And you know what, Mr. O? I have an idea.
What? Am I in trouble?
No. Why don't we entertain our audience, and I will do a reading for you and you can do one for me.
Sounds like a plan.
So, I'm going to have you shuffle and cut the cards.
All right.
You go first.
Oh, great Madam Banshee. What do the cards have for me?
Well, it better be good, because if it's not, it's no doubt going to affect me in some way. Those darn clouds, but that's the first card. So the sun, east side of the clouds, is facing the moon.
Whatever could this mean, Bansh?
Okay, I think I have it for you, Mr. O.
You must mean her.
What?
Mine is put a hat over it.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm pretty thin.
How about just not cut it for the entire pandemic? That's really it, and it's growing down to my back.
It's quite thick.
Unfortunately, though, because of some medicine I may have to take in the future, I'm getting a second opinion on something. I could lose some of my hair. So, unfortunately, I may end up getting it cut before that happens. But nothing is set in stone yet.
So what are you telling me
So
here,
let's
Bansh?
take a look at this. You've got the clouds with the sunny side of the clouds facing the moon. So what that means to me is, maybe you've been feeling lately, Mr. O, that your intuition's been a little bit clouded, but it looks and maybe it's because you've had some sorrows or difficulties on your minds. There's been something burdening you, where you feel like it's been clouding your intuition. And it looks as though that is starting to shift and change.
Yes, Banshee, that's exactly what I saw.
Silly man. Okay, shuffle those and take one from the top and bottom when you're done. Hey, Austin, we're doing...
Oh, hi, Austin.
We will fit you in right after we do this one reading, and we can do mine after. We're doing a reading for Mr. O right now. This is April Fool's Day, so we're doing things the opposite today. We're reading 3 of the Lenormand and adding 2 tarot cards to it. We're doing the opposite.
So my top tarot was the Wheel of Fortune reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I agree to this?
This makes such sense. Go on. What else
And my
you got?
bottom card
The bottom look.
is the Chariot upright.
Again,
Bam!
Bam is right. Look at this. So basically what I set up here for you is that it looks as though your intuition has been bogged down because of some grief, some sorrow, some things that have been burdening at you. So you can't feel like you're seeing things clearly. But that's clearing up now. It looks as though this negative cycle is changing and things are moving forward again.
Woohoo! Why, thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. O. Anytime. So, Austin, if you would like a reading, we could do one right now for you.
Right now, give us your question or...
Yes, ladybugs. Indeed. I like that card.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I like ladybugs.
This is done, the artwork is done by Eugene Smith, who also did the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. Artwork is just beautiful. Really like it.
So don't forget, if you're here, to check us out over the weekend. Our April Foolery continues with my show, Oberon's Outlook, tomorrow.
And my show on Sunday. Don't miss Material Matters or Emotional Exchanges videos. You won't see anything like it again, probably.
We guarantee it.
Okay, Austin, go ahead, type your question. If it's just a general or whatever you want, let us know. These jelly beans are addicting.
Spirit reading. All right. So I'm going to do the shuffle this time, right?
Yes. And, Austin, if you didn't see the beginning of our show, when you're done, check out the introduction to the show. We made a cute little introduction for April Fool's Day.
I'm going to play it at the end of this show, too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So if you're around at the end, you'll see it, too.
So because we don't have a lot of people we're reading for tonight, we were reading for ourselves. I just did a reading for Mr. O, and he's going to do one for me when we're done with you, Austin. And then if nobody else shows up, we will close out the show. Give ourselves a little more time for some of our other silly projects. All right. So is the spirit?
Mm-hmm. So our first card, Austin, is the snake.
Okay.
And then we have the mountain. And then the third card is the Scythe, or the sickle.
Now, on the surface, some of these cards are challenging in the Lenormand. And so I think what Spirit is trying to tell you is that, sometimes you feel like maybe you've been feeling lately like there's just a lot of things always getting in the way of your success, or you're unable to move forward because it seems like there are just so many challenges. But I think the snake here is saying sometimes, things look a lot worse than what they truly are, that this may be deceptive, that these challenges that you face are necessary right now. You need to learn how to cut through, find the shortcuts, whatever it takes to make it through here. Spirit may be saying, this challenging time is one for you to to come to the realization that you can overcome more than you think you can. You're deceiving yourself if you feel that this is beyond you, because you have the ability to break through.
I think that's exactly right. I think that it's talking about challenges to you that are really about improving you, and that are really just tests of character building. They're not really the kind of things that other people go through as bad luck. They're really kind of amount to a certain level of destiny in your case. And so it's really interesting, but it's also needful that you look for what those tiny messages are from Spirit when these things happen, because usually there'll be something that will just kind of stay with you, or sort of pop up as the most salient point perhaps of what you went through that you need to remember. So now we're going to do 2 tarot cards to kind of give a supplement on what we just spoke of. And I just do this, right?
Oh, I was supposed to shuffle.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah, I'll give you
Then
the
you can
top
do it.
and bottom card.
Okay,
Yep.
that's fine.
Sorry. All right.
Not a problem.
And if you did watch my Material Matters last week, thank you. I had a lot of viewers last week, more than I've had recently, so I really appreciate the support.
Yeah, we're kind of in a ebb and flow thing where it
Yeah.
seems like sometimes something we didn't expect to do well does more well, and then vice versa. So, like I said, we're committed to our slow growth. We ain't going nowhere.
Nope. Oh. Oh, hey,
Oh,
they're
wow.
not reversed. So the first card is the Moon.
And then we have Judgment.
Wow, that is like a powerful combination here.
Yeah, especially with the others.
Especially for a message from Spirit, too. So Spirit is really trying to connect to you. And I feel that, they're trying to help you through this difficult time.
Right, there are so many challenges there, but I think Spirit is trying to say to, like I said before, kind of discern for the signs. The Moon is more clear about that. The Moon is saying there is something in your life you need to uncover, a sign from Spirit or from wherever it comes. It may be something you've been really longing for, as in really heartfelt, a strong emotional pull like the Moon, for literally your whole life, or you just know it really will change your life once you've grasped that.
There's something karmic about this, and I don't know if Spirit is trying to guide you or get you to connect more with them, and saying that you really need to, trust your intuition more, to guide you, that you're allowing, what you feel, surface appearances, that these problems represent, to deceive you into thinking you can't find the solutions. But you can. You can trust your judgment. You can trust yourself to get yourself through this.
And to me, I feel this resonance between the Judgment card and that mountain, because to me it's like you're going up the mountain. And, you know, when you go up to the mountain, very special things happen. So, right.
Right. Very good. That's what we have for you, Austin. Hey, thanks for stopping in, as always.
Hope you like that.
I want my reading.
Oh, yes. Okay, everyone. Banshee's getting a reading from me.
It's my turn.
Hello.
You better tell me something good, Mr. O.
Thank you, Austin. You're welcome. It
You're
was kind of
welcome.
neat. I liked it.
Well, we didn't know if the joke would be on us and we could pull this off. We decided to read it reversed like this, and it's been working pretty good.
That's because we are special.
All right, Mr. O. My fate is in your hands.
Okay, you have the lilies.
Is that telling me to grow up? That's never going to happen.
I know you'll listen to the cards, but you won't listen to me. Oh, grow up. Don't grow old, though. The cross.
I'm not surprised.
And then we have, the spyglass.
Wow, so how are you going to handle that one, Mr. O? I can't wait.
Well, I suppose that you sort of feel there are things you really want to complete or be done with or sort of move beyond in a way. Something you want to resolve in your life, and maybe it's highly emotional, it's grievous to some degree. But some of this you also understand is really about your attitudes of acceptance, accepting yourself at all phases of your life. You know, as you're moving into another stage, you accepted yourself when you grew to teenagehood and then to adulthood and middle age and so forth. So some of this, you know, is about acceptance of that, because what ultimately you find is that there's still always more for you to focus on, that there's just really a lot more still coming to you.
Okay, I need a deck.
It ain't here, though.
Wow, that's very interesting. I will toss an idea out at you and we're done. The devil's in the details. Top
card.
and bottom. Wow.
This has come up upright before
Yeah,
earlier
it's
today,
come up
too.
quite a bit tonight.
8 of Pentacles upright. That's nice.
Wow.
9 of Wands upright.
This is so crazy.
So, so I think that what those two tell me in addition to all this is that you really are here for the duration as much as you can be. You want to fight for what you're doing. You have this idea, you know you're here. I mean, you're resolved to be here. And you just really want to find all of this is about learning and growth and moving ahead and becoming better and better all the time. No?
I like it. It's
Well, I know that's you.
It's very nice. I
Darn
look
you.
at the cross. It's really interesting when I look at those 3 cards at the top. It's kind of like burdens. I'm looking at, the spyglasses as I examine, things that are burdening me right now. It's making me mature my attitudes on a particular situation. It's making me grow up in a way, as far as the situation goes, and as far as handling these burdens goes. And then when I look at those two cards you pulled, I'm ready to do battle and I'm ready to work hard. And that's the best I can do. I'm ready to do battle and to work hard.
Well, it's about learning too. It's really about advancing yourself.
That's true. And in a way, that card goes with number 44.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see that. And the battle card really goes with number 36. I'm ready to do battle as to what, these burdens are.
Yep, you are there. All righty. Very nice.
Interesting.
Well, I guess...
we're going to close a little early tonight, but I do, unless there's somebody else here who needs a reading, I want to say that this has been fun. I don't know what you guys thought of this reverso reading, but I think it worked pretty well.
Well, we liked it so much when we were working on it, especially her, that we think that we can probably offer that as one of the readings we do for people when you're interested in a reading from us.
It's true, we could. And you never know, maybe we'll do it again on the live stream, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed it. I think it definitely worked for me, as I knew it would.
So I'm just going to run through the list again and remind everybody we are in our chat room tomorrow for the premiere of this, Oberon's Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges.
Be there.
And it should be fun because the April Foolery continues. But we're also going to continue on to Sunday. Who knew April Fools could last so many days, right?
In this household, it does.
And we will be in that chat room too. And when we're in the chat room, we like to enhance the meanings of our readings by talking about some of the things we pulled and maybe engaging you a little bit. So the chats are usually pretty lively too on their own.
So join us, and we're going to play that intro again, just so that, there are 4 still here, but I think everybody had a reading. So...
And we're done.
Well, we're done pretty much for the night, but you know what? We'll be back next Thursday. Get more people to come on board, and we can fill out those 2 hours so much easier.
Well, we will be back on Sunday too, of course.
I'm not ruling out we'll come up with some other content in the future to stretch the time.
There is that.
There's always that. So listen, everybody, take care. Be careful out there still. This pandemic is not over. Hang in there. I'm getting my second shot next Tuesday. So wish me luck, and hopefully it won't make me sick. But who knows? Mr. O got through it okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a doomist, but it seems like of the people I know who've had the 2 shots, it seems like so far I'm only hearing about the women having the side reactions, the flu fevers. I haven't heard of a male person having the second shot and really being affected. The good news is that it mostly seems to be an immune reaction of 10 or 12 hours. You could probably just get in bed and sleep it off, hopefully.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So anyway, everybody, take care, and we'll see you next time.
And one last look at the kitties in April Fool.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, Shadow, pick up. Which one? That one?